Hello, everybody. As promised yesterday, I said I would do a workout in my reverberating home gym. So everybody has some space, whether you have a home gym or not, you have space. A lot of people are relegated to either going for a walk and running outside, which is great. Didn't need to do that for you. We were outside yesterday. But in a home gym or in your home space, I'm going to show you and go over some things that everybody out there can do to exercise. Exercise is a critical element. Even in the UK right now, where they're in true lockdown, they still allow them to go outside and exercise. And I think that's such a poignant point in that even in this, where we're not allowed to go out in certain areas of the country, they still let us go out for exercise. In some way, shape, or form, I think people are now made more aware of exercise and maybe exercising more than ever before. And when we come through this, and again we will, we're going to come through it at the other side, and hopefully everybody has adapted to exercising almost every day, realizing how good it is for your immune system, how good it is for your overall health. Tomorrow, just speaking of that, your overall health, the numbers came out, and I wanted to do a full Facebook Live for a nice period of time tomorrow, talking about the comorbidities of why people are having so much trouble with this virus pandemic. And you're going to see that most of the comorbidities are because of the lack of proper lifestyle, diet, exercise, exactly what we wanted to talk about. So we've got a whole bunch of people watching. I got a thumbs up. Say hi, say who you are. Also, if you have an exercise that you want me to demo in more normal exercise, no 500-pound deadlifts today, guys. Let me know. But really to piggyback on what I said earlier in reference to the exercise and to help you navigate through the idea of exercising every day, a walk is good. A run is good. Walk with a significant other. A friend, of course, obviously, either walk from 6 feet in your physical distance, not social distance. We're having, social right now, with your wife, your husband, etc. Great exercise, get in tune with nature, really builds a lot of endorphins. But exercise is great for immune boosting. It's a critical element. My suggestion is to exercise. Now, having said that, what forms and what's the concept of exercise that I like? Well, we have high intense interval training. They call that HIIT with 2 I's. Great choice. HIIT is excellent in that it'll raise your heart rate, as long as your doctor says that's okay. Raising your heart rate, get it all in. Interesting, something called Tabata, which is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 rounds in 4 minutes, is the great example of HIIT. That's 4 minutes of exercise, everybody. 4 minutes. It's all you need. I mean, Tabata is a great idea. High intense interval training. I was just talking yesterday with a good friend of mine, Dr. Dane Donahue of 8 Weeks to Wellness, and he was talking about his workout, and he was saying that he was doing interval. Now, interval, he may be on a treadmill, he may be on a bike going up and down, maybe he's power walking with his wife. A great choice also is to go for a hike if you're near the woods. We don't have the woods where we are, we just have kind of like concrete sidewalks. But to be able to interval, go up and down is also a great idea. Increase your heart rate, decrease your heart rate, increase your heart rate, decrease your heart rate. So these are themes that are excellent. Exercise has a multitude of byproducts. Some of the byproducts, interestingly enough, are obviously good for your heart, good for your blood sugar levels, great for the biodiversity of your gut. I talk so much about the gut, say it every time, 80% of our immune cells are in our gut, and we are not talking about gut health enough with this health pandemic. We need to do it more. So increasing the biodiversity, increasing and improving on body composition, blood sugar dysregulation. Exercise is a critical element. So did we get any requests for a specific exercise? All right, no worries. So you can have as big a space as this. Now, people say, hey, how am I supposed to lift weight if I don't have any weights? It's called your body weight. My body weight's 186 pounds. So I have 186 pounds to move. I could do an air squat. I could do a push-up. So I guess I got to do the 10 push-ups, right? Somebody said to me, they called me out, so I get to do it on Facebook Live. Get in push-up position. Everybody can check my form. Touch. How many was that?
5.
I'm sure you're happy watching me do this. So there's your 10 for the day. You get your 10 push-ups. So push-ups are great, upper body. Depending on how you position your hands, I kept them a little tight to my shoulders. If they're tight, they're going to work your shoulders more. If they're wide, that's when you run into trouble. You may start pressing and damaging your shoulder. So I'm a big proponent of push-ups in tight, elbows by your ribs. If you turn your hands out like this, you're now going to isolate and sort of use your triceps more. So you can do 10 for the chest, 10 for the triceps. Excellent, excellent choice. Push-ups are great. You have your modified push-ups if you're having a little trouble doing push-ups. Everybody, men and women, can do push-ups, and if need be, they can do modified push-ups. So that's a great upper body. You got your air squat, real easy. Again, no exercise. No weights. Another very, very, very good choice. In addition to that, what would I do for core? Well, let's give you the basic core move. Let's do a front plank. Yep.
Mike Powell, obesity is a significant risk factor in COVID-19.
Obesity, yes. Great call. So we're going to talk about all the comorbidities tomorrow. So obesity is a significant risk factor. So one of the best things to get over that, what I call the little extra corpulent bulge, is to start to exercise. But it is, the risk factors are very simple. When you think about it, they come back to lifestyle, obesity, hypertension, blood sugar issues, CVD, cancer is also a big one, and COPD. So many of them, at least 4 of them, are strongly attributed to lifestyle and exercise. And tomorrow we're not only going to talk about them, we're going to go over the numbers, and we're going to really talk in a very elaborate, entailed form of what to do to decrease our comorbidity to any kind of immune compromise. We good? Excellent. So front plank. I like the front plank on my forearms. I don't like them on my hands and shoulders. They'll cause an impingement, so I don't even want to demo them. So you get on your shoulders. Now, the key component to a proper plank is very simple. You want to brace your abdomen. So when I talk about a brace, it's a 360-degree co-contraction in your gut. So essentially, we get in here and we get a co-contraction, and I can feel myself contracting because I just touched my obliques. So I'm trying to engage my natural corset to hold my lumbar spine and abdomen in a tightened area. Now, if you're able to do that by tightening up, you're going to have less of an incidence of lower back. You're going to have a flatter stomach. Core strength is critical. If you're able to have good core strength, you can have less extremity issues. The idea of core is not necessarily to move your core, because when you move your core, you actually can be damaging your lower back or engaging what we call our hip flexors. So, some things not to do before I do a plank. No sit-ups. No bueno. No sit-ups. No sit-ups, because when you do a sit-up, you're actually flexing at your lumbar spine. You're damaging your lumbar disc. We get 28,000 flexions in our lumbar spine before we herniate a disc. I did a little math. If you were to put your shoes on, left and right, every day wrong by bending forward like that, you would probably have a herniated disc theoretically by age 40. So no sit-ups. I'm sorry, if you are doing them, please stop. No crunches. Again, crunches, you're just flexing your neck. So let's start with a plank. And if you want more exercises, put it in the comment section. And I'm happy to give you 3 or 4 or 5 exercises. I can tie in some exercises from web exercises. And those exercises, they'll come with videos. So here's your front plank. So make note. How are we doing? Are we in a perfect position? So here I am. My glutes, I'm doing that deliberately. My glutes are contracted. My abdomen is in a tight place, and I just pulled my scapula back. So a lot of people think that you want to hold the front plank for a long period of time. The new literature says that is not needed and maybe not correct. 3 to 5 sets, hold it for 10 seconds. Front plank is a great choice. There's other exercises that you consider, like I said before. I'm very happy to add them. So if you have a little space and you happen to have some equipment, I know there's been a rush on equipment. First thing I would say is you have some bands. This is a CLX, so you can have a band. There's all different band exercises. You can tie the bands. You can put them on the wall. You can put them on your body. The CLX is a full 7 multitude of ways to do it. So a band works really well. In addition, if you had a small band, hold on one sec. Small little band, That'll work really well. Now, you see how to yoga? I'm sorry?
Tai Chi and yoga, my power ones.
Oh, yeah, yoga's great. I'm not going to do any yoga poses because you know how flexible I am. My wife just said behind there she'd love to see me do tree, and everybody would like to see fallen tree. So there's tree, that's a good one. There's yoga, Tai Chi is great. Great choices, Mike. I hope you're doing them also because I know you're not on a golf course now, naughty, naughty. Nevertheless, that yoga, you know, again, you just need a little space, maybe a mat. Some of the other things we have here that don't take up a lot of space, great exercise. Jumping rope. Nothing wrong with jumping rope. Right now, I've been to get my cardio and my, if you will, I do my cardio first and try and get my heart rate up. Jumping rope. Everybody can jump rope. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch everybody skip rope. Athletes skip rope. I mean, Rocky was on. There's been a whole bunch of Rocky films, and every time Sylvester Stallone is Rocky, he's always putting on a pure, perfected mode of how to skip rope. So those are some of the things that you can do. Again, you don't need weights, and you don't need a lot of space. Here we've got a dumbbell. So one dumbbell, there's a multitude of exercises you can do with just one dumbbell. You can lift it up above your head, and you can do a snatch, you can do a press, you can do a swing, you can do a curl with one dumbbell. I picked a very light one. I think it's like 15 pounds. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can hold it and do a front squat, or if you will, a goblet squat. So one piece of equipment can do a lot of different things. Then we have our kettlebell or kettlebells. They're not kettleballs, they're kettlebells. Kettlebells are great because nobody's a bigger size saver, space saver than a kettlebell. There isn't an exercise that you can't do with a kettlebell. You have your swings, you have your squats, you have your Turkish get-up, you have your presses. So if you have a kettlebell, there's a ton of things you can do. And right now, a lot of my friends who are in the fitness industry, real shout out, he does a great job. Chris Guerrero of CrossFit Westchester. You can turn to him. As I said before, Ding Donnie, who is 8 Weeks to Wellness. I think they have online exercises, exercise class for the day. If anybody's interested, I have all exercise and exercise rehab at my fingertips through web exercises.
Deb Smith wants to know if you can do a goblet squat.
I can do a goblet squat. Does that mean you wanted me to demo the goblet squat? Is that what you wanted me to do? Sure. So here we go. I just want to make sure I don't pull on my mic. I was trying to avoid it. So here you go. I'm holding it real tight right by the chest region. And here we go. And you want to get in and you want to push when you're in the squat position as low as you want to go. And you want to push open your legs because you really then work your adductors. Now when you come up, don't go forward. Push straight up through your feet so you use your glutes. So there's my goblet squat. I still didn't do tree. So what other questions does anyone have? Tell me who's watching. Say hello. We always get a lot of feedback after the fact. It's pretty funny. We're always going to be here 1 o'clock every weekday talking about different things in reference to the health pandemic, COVID-19, and the like. Okay, we're great. I always love it. So one little factoid before we leave. Why do they call it the coronavirus? The reason they call it the coronavirus is with the spikes, the spike proteins in all the cells, it looks like a crown. And in Latin, crown means corona. So it's a virus that has a crown, and that's why these viruses are called coronaviruses. So I'll be back tomorrow. Please make note. Tomorrow we're going to cover all the comorbidities. We're going to go over them why. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sit in my chair. We're going to go over them. Write some questions in. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you like the exercises. Dr. Rob, always yours in health.